right, let's do some more discovering with episode 616 of Fine Music. The ever wondrous discoverer Charlie Zero takes over. Well timed.
I know. This is Shiva Feshareki. Hopefully I'm saying that right, pronouncing it right. This album is New Forms. Came out in 2019, 8 tracks, 50 minutes. Genre is experimental, electronic, and turntablist. She's from London, UK. Um,
You got the album cover highlighted. Can you take the highlight off so we can
yes,
see the entry?
yes, there we go.
Thank you, sir.
So as you can see, I yeah, this was a very well done experience of music. Um, Shariki comments on the album, lack of communication and understanding between two different social forms is one of the biggest issues I see, and if I can demonstrate sonically how one form can be vastly transformed using nothing other than its own material, then I can demonstrate this complexity and vastness of perspective. New
Hmm.
forms is the chaos, the escape, the brutality, the discord, the beauty. New forms is very much to do with dialogue in aid of truth and understanding. And I will play something for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, not what I expected. It's interesting.
So anyway, this album really took me by surprise because I was expecting new forms. I assumed that it was more uh like a more like a minimalist, sort of like electronic mixed with a bit of ambient,
Mhm.
but she experimented with turntablism in some
Exactly.
some form of way, and I thought that was pretty very cool and very different than something I'm always used to, but then those also catch me by surprise. But this one, since she was experimenting with turntablism, that even gave it more of a fresh perspective and understanding of what she was um, going about with her music or music in general. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
really love this album from beginning, middle to end. I thought it was just all caught up by surprise. Some of it's very danceable, and some of it just there's no telling what she's gonna do after. As you see, one of the comments says, "I call it an anti-repetition repetition," which is true. She does do these repetitions that it's there, but then it reverses and then it does something else and it's repetition to what you've already heard. But she does it in a way that I don't know what program she uses, but I think it's just very effective. So yeah, check it out. New Forms.
It really lives up to the title. Yeah.
Yeah. And the next one is Brian Wenner saying, hopefully I'm saying his last name right. Wenner, album
Right.
Age of Execution came out in 2023, 12 tracks, 36 minutes. And this is an electronic, experimental, and sound art. Um, so I'm gonna play you the first song here, Chop Shop. All right, so the album concept, the album title, Age of Execution, was inspired by an ongoing struggle to remain productive and focused while also feeling emotionally drained from an increasingly dystopian world. The
Wow.
source material for this recorded encompasses internet ripped audio, field recordings, and samples. A modular Euro rack system was used to do real-time manipulation of this source material during the recording sessions.
Hmm.
So I I didn't give much thought to uh, the album cover. Album cover was pretty interesting. This was going to be I thought it was just going to be a typical electronic type that I've already heard or whatever, but no, it was definitely interesting and very, very different from anything else I've ever heard. It definitely does it's very unpredictable. Some of it does have a bit of a minimalist tones that keep the listener calm, but also intrigued at the same time. And yeah, well, I don't know what else more can I say about this album, but I think this guy really nailed it and he made a home run from this. So I really applaud him for being very ambitious, but also struggling. I always believe when one struggles or finds himself in the dark place, that creativity, that very moment you use that and you create this, or it comes to books or a poem, paintings, whatever it could be. But that's where the inspiration usually tends to strike for most, not everybody. But
Yeah, like
anyway,
going from darkness into light. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, check out Brian Wenner, Age of Execution on Bandcamp, Spotify, and YouTube. And next one is, if I'm pronouncing the name, oh sorry, I think it's hold on. KIRRIL. KIRRIL,
Yeah.
KIRRIL, KIRRIL. Uh am I saying that? Malfunction. 2014, 8 tracks, 23 minutes. This is an electronic, analog, industrial, and experimental, and he's from the Netherlands. Um, yeah, let me play you this first one.
Awake.
So, my initial feelings to this album, I like the picture you see here under the bridge where it's rusted and very dark.
Mhm.
And that darkness, I will say, is what attracted me to that album cover and the music because I pictured myself under that bridge and under that darkness, how eerie and how heavy things feel, or when one finds themselves in a very unknown place that you've never even been before. And that includes dreams, real life. But the music did elevate that feeling for me. It elevated all my senses, and I felt so inspired and very, very thrilled by this massive creation. So yeah, it was really, really good. I highly recommend giving this a listen for those who have daring sense of listening to certain sounds. But if you're not and you feel paranoid, it's okay. It's okay. It's not meant for anybody. But this is available on Bandcamp, Spotify, and YouTube.
Well, it's really
And
interesting. If I the other covers were just as interesting, I have a feeling that all the albums by that artist are something.
yeah,
Yeah,
Austin Rockman, right? Am I saying
yeah,
that right? Yeah, Austin Rockman. Plum God came out in 2019, 8 tracks, 30 minutes. And this genre is a bit of dark ambient with minimalist ambient and drone. He's from New York, New York. Now, Austin Rockman, I gotta say, the first time I heard of that name, I thought, like I told you guys, he felt like a country singer type of
hmm
guy. And I was wrong, and he proved me wrong. Um, Let me see what he. Okay, so composer Austin Rockman paints upon the canvas of silence with seemingly supernatural projections of sound. These amalgamations point towards tones of an almost uncertain origin and are very much characterized by certain place and time. His debut album, Plum God, represents a transitory state, an uncertainty which brings along states of confusion, exhaustion, intensity. Coexisting within these emotions recite hope and the inevitable beauty and gravity of consciousness. We are swayed like trees against an invisible wind, currents that press upon us like shores, consistently reoccurring and reemerging from a seemingly infinite source.
Wow.
Very poetic. So let me play this song.
yeah. I'm good to hear this. From New York. Like a fever dream.
Yes, you did call it right. Like a fever dream. Very emotional. I'm glad I listened to this album because I was feeling something at that time while I was, and I'm glad I listened to this whole thing because it's best to listen with headphones on so you can get a more better listening experience because you hear every single detail that this guy put into this album. Definitely does take you to emotional places of maybe a bit of scares, bit of despair, bit of sadness, but there is hope. Right towards the end of the track, there is hope, and you do find that if you listen closely enough, you do find that that there's love out there in the world. Yes, we are living in very chaotic times, but there's also beauty aside from that elsewhere in other countries and people and who we are as a human race. So that I pretty much appreciate about music and what it can do to move people and inspire. So check it out, Austin Rockman, Palm God. And then the last one, you're gonna find this funny. Look at that. Look at that. The milker. Look at that cow. It's
Milker.
upside down.
Yeah.
It's upside down. Like who
We must investigate.
who does this album cover? I just thought like, what? The Milker. Absolute disaster. 2023, 15 tracks, 44 minutes, and this genre is experimental, avant-garde, and sound collage, noise and
Oh,
electronic. Um, yeah, and obviously the guy, if you see in the corner, he is wearing a suit with an actual cow. a bull cow or whatever. So he's anonymous. Um, yeah, this is definitely one that I think anybody should listen. So let me show you here.
People in Allen, Texas are still mourning tonight after a gunman killed 8 people at a mall last week.
Wow.
Um, I know. You didn't see that one coming. He does use clips of obviously current events of the 90s or 80s. You'll hear about it on some of these tracks, especially the last couple of ones. One was about this woman crying. I'm not sure what was the deal with that, but that one sounded pretty like sad and a little messed up. Um, yeah, this one really took me by surprise, big time. The Milker, and then the album cover. I just thought, okay, I'm gonna go in blindly. I'm not even gonna check the genre. I'm just gonna listen to it. I thought originally I was going in for like a vapor wave or a bit of electronic pop. That's my first initial thought. But I was wrong, and this guy just really scared the hell out of me. And I love that. I love when
Yeah, it's
bands do
intense.
that. Yeah, he scared me really, really. Like I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm getting into. I'm like, okay, I gotta go along for the ride. And let's see how far the deep down the rabbit hole goes. And sure enough, it did. He does a lot of sound collages, piecing everything together with his own style of music. I think you see, I think every other band that uses sound collage all resonated from the great William S. Burroughs of him doing cut-ups and even tapes. So it's still alive today, passing on. And that's what I got from this. I got a William S. Burroughs type of music acid on something or other worldly drugs that we never even heard of. But that's what I felt about this album from beginning, middle to end. So if you are brave enough, for anybody that's brave enough to even want to listen to this album, do so at your own pleasure or risk or whatever. But I think it's just so damn good. And
Got
that
those
is,
titles for tracks 5 and 6.
oh, has abandoned us and serial killer and cannibal. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, we're in for a ride here.
yeah. And that is my pick of the day.
Music to commit crimes by.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is
There it is.
formerly how I thought of Nine Inch Nails.
Ah.